Hi, and welcome to my channel, Uncle Starts Fire. Before I go into today's video, this uncle would like to thank everyone for your support for my channel. The number of subscribers has exceeded the milestone of 100, and a few of the videos have exceeded 1000 views. I am really delighted that the channel is starting to gather some attention, so I would like to take the opportunity to really have a shout out to all the subscribers and viewers. Thanks so very much. This uncle will continue to come up with useful videos so that we can learn from each other, as we continue on our FIRE journey, towards our financial goals and objectives. Okay, let's get into today's video. Background to the video. There are many reasons why we hold cash, instead of investing them. From the financial planning perspective, we should have an emergency cash holding of at least 6 months of expenses, in case, touch wood, we lose our job or have to stop working for a while. The second reason is that we are hoarding cash on the sidelines, to wait for attractive investment opportunities. Our favorite investment guru, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, was sitting on around $129 billion in cash at the end of 2022, and this was the reason some analysts think Berkshire Hathaway will be able to take advantage of the market turmoil in 2023, and buy into some attractive shares. The final reason we may be holding cash is that some people are just more comfortable holding a large amount of cash. While this may not be as helpful towards the financial goals in the long term, some people may just feel the psychological calmness from cash. Remember that we should always invest according to our risk tolerance, so that we can sleep well at night. Based on the reasons we have for holding cash, we should try to find where we can park the cash so as to earn the highest interest rates. This uncle also holds some cash, other than for emergency cash holdings. The main reason I hold cash is to invest in shares via dollar cost averaging over time, and to capitalize on any market downturn to invest in quality companies. In this video, I will be sharing where this uncle currently distributes the cash holding to various accounts and instruments, based on liquidity, that is, how fast I can withdraw the cash, and also based on the interest rates that can be earned. I will be sharing exactly where I park my cash reserves, because everything in my videos is 100% based on my real portfolio. But just a reminder that I am not recommending any of these, nor does this uncle has any expertise in doing so. So remember to do your own research based on your risk tolerance and financial objectives. Where I park my cash reserves. 1. Savings accounts. Savings accounts are a must-have because they have the highest liquidity. That is, the cash can be withdrawn at any time, using the ATMs, or internet banking. A large part of my cash reserves is parked in my UOB One savings account. The reason for this is that UOB One savings account earns the highest interest rates, and the cash can be withdrawn at any time. Usually, there is a trade-off. That is, if the liquidity is high and can be withdrawn at any time, the interest rate should be lower, and if the liquidity is low and can only be withdrawn like 6 months later, the interest should be higher. This is the case for normal savings account versus fixed deposits. However, nowadays people usually park their cash in transactional accounts such as UOB One savings account. These accounts have higher interest rates, but in order to get these higher rates, you will need to meet some conditions, other than UOB One. Other popular transactional accounts include OCBC 360 account, DBS multiplier account, and Standard Chartered Bonus Saver account. This uncle chose UOB One account because it offers the highest interest rate of 5% per annum, by meeting the least number of, and easiest to meet, conditions. To get 5% interest, all I need to do is to credit my salary. and spend $500 using the UOB One credit card, so no difficult conditions such as buying insurance from the bank, or investing in unit trusts through the bank, are required. Other transactional savings account require more conditions. So this uncle chose the easiest way, which happened to also earn me the highest interest rate. How sweet. So in my savings account, I can park up to $100,000 of my savings, at an interest rate of 5% per annum, and I can withdraw it at any time. 2. Money market funds. The next place I park my money is in money market funds, which will usually take a few days to withdraw my money. This is because the money is invested in short-term bonds, or institutional fixed deposits, via a fund manager, and withdrawing it will take some time for the fund manager to implement. There are quite a few choices to choose from, but this uncle decided to put my money in Endowus Cash Smart Secure, which has a projected interest rate of 3.5% to 3.8%. I chose Endowus because it has the lowest fees among all the other choices. Endowus has 3 money market funds to choose from, but you know this uncle, very conservative, like a scaredy cat, so I chose the safest one, which is the Secure Fund. Another reason for choosing the Cash Smart Secure is that I have to remind myself that my objective for putting money here is just to park the money, and wait for good market opportunities to invest, rather than taking excessive risks to earn higher interest rates. Risk-taking will be done by my investment portfolio, not my cash holdings. Also to highlight that the interest rates are projected, so not guaranteed. The interest rates will fluctuate based on the market interest rates because they deposit our cash in short-term fixed deposits. And also the bond holdings are very short-term. So these instruments matures very quickly, and the cash will then be redeposited or reinvested at the market interest rates. So the interest rates tracks the market interest rates closely. Quickly providing some information. This fund is 50% invested in Fullerton SGD Cash Fund, and 50% invested in Lion Global SGD Enhanced Liquidity Fund, both Singapore-based, reputable fund managers. Although this is the safest fund, it already has quite a high projected interest rate, because interest rates have been increasing for many months already. You can check out the other money market funds if your objective include taking on additional risks. So in my money market funds, I can park up unlimited amount of my savings, at an interest rate of 3.5% to 3.8% per annum currently, and withdrawal will take about 3 to 4 days. 3. Singapore Savings Bond, SSB. The next place to park my money would be in the popular Singapore Savings Bonds, or SSBs for short. Withdrawal or redemption can only be done once a month, by the 4th last business day of the month, and money will be returned to you by the first few days of the next month. This means that the maximum period of time to wait for your cash would be 1 month. The latest SSB for April 2023 offers average interest rate of about 3.2%, with the first year offering about 3%. This interest rate is lower than the first 2 places to park your money. The lower interest rate is due to a few factors. Firstly, SSB is practically free from default risk, as there is almost no chance that the AAA-rated Singapore government will default on its debt, and definitely not on the SSB, which is owned by Singapore citizens. Secondly, there is no risk that you will lose your capital value should interest rates move against you. To explain, bond prices move inversely to interest rates. So if interest rates go up, as what is happening for the past year, bond prices will drop. If you need to sell your bonds rather than keeping them until maturity, you will suffer a loss. For SSBs, you can sell them at any time. and they are always redeemed at par value. That is, there will be no capital loss under any circumstances. Finally, you will earn the interests even if you redeem before the SSB matures, compared to a fixed deposit. If you redeem early, the bank will just return you your capital, and you will not earn any interests. Some of my friends asked me why I prefer the SSB over the T-bills, especially since the interest rates for T-bills have been higher than SSBs for a while. There are two reasons why I still prefer the SSB. 1. An objective for holding cash in this case is for liquidity. SSBs are better than T-bills because SSB can be redeemed in 1 month, while T-bills can only wait for it to matures, because there is little market to sell them. 2. Some analysts think that the interest rates will fall by the end of 2023, so it makes sense to lock in the higher interest rates for 10 years now. Imagine if you invest in T-bills now at higher rates. After 6 months, if the interest rates come down, after it matures, you have to renew them at a lower rates. The overall returns might be lower. So to summarize, for my money in SSBs, I can park up to $200,000 at an interest rate of slightly above 3% per annum currently, and withdrawal will take at most 1 month. 4. Fixed deposits and T-bills. I talked a bit about the T-bills already, along with the bank's fixed deposits. The usual minimum period for withdrawal is at least 6 months to 12 months. The yield for T-bills have been about 3.6% to 4% in the past few months, while the current fixed deposits can be up to 3.9%. This uncle does not have cash placed in these two instruments, because it takes too long to liquidate, but would just like to point them out as the next instruments which you may be interested in. Investment plan for the cash reserves. How I intend to use the cash reserves during a market downturn is to initially use the cash in my savings account, after which I will redeem my money market funds, which may take a few days, and finally, if that is still insufficient, to redeem my SSBs, which may take up to 1 month. It is possible to have some cash in fixed deposits and T-bills, which will take at least 6 months to liquidate. They may be useful in a longer downturn. During the waiting time, the cash in savings account, money market funds and SSBs may be sufficient. But as mentioned earlier, this uncle does not have any cash held in fixed deposits and T-bills, as I find the 3 more liquid instruments enough already. This is because I do not want to hold so much cash, as this uncle believes that we should make our money work hard for us, and that time in the market is more important than timing the market. Okay, that's a wrap. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you find the sharing of where I keep my cash reserves to be useful for you to think about where you should be holding your cash. So if you are interested in building wealth and achieving financial success, please continue to look out for my latest videos, so that we can learn from each other in our FIRE journey. Together, we can achieve our financial goals and create the future we want for ourselves and our families. That's a wrap.